One of the most disappointing teams in the entire postseason has been the Cleveland Cavaliers, who in my personal opinion, have easily been the most underwhelming we have seen. I mean, this was the year they traded Darius Garland as a gesture to win now by acquiring James Harden, which hasn't been ideal. D. Mitch is having a career best season and has looked like the face of a true finals team. And with Mobley's outrageously expensive new contract, it means that the Cavs have bet it all on this core. But so far, they haven't quite looked like a contender, and part of the reason why is because their struggles on the road, having only one win, which came a couple days ago. Winning Game 5 in a hostile Detroit, which puts his team one step closer to the finals. In contrast to the past, when Mitchell had these stinkers, it would basically guarantee that this Cavs team would lose, but somehow, someway, they just found a way to win. And yes, it was a victory that was pretty controversial, with the star getting tripped up in 4K on this play, where even James Harden thought it was going to be a foul. But you know Adam Silver had to have an overtime. But bearing all of that, there was one play in this game that encapsulates to me one of the Cavs' biggest problems. An issue that could be the difference for this team, and is probably the main reason why people aren't sold.
You will be judged because everybody's sitting here waiting for Donovan to do what he's going to do. We're waiting for James to do what he's going to do. You guys have had the opportunity.
I'm disappointed in Jared Allen. I'm disappointed in Mobley. But the two guys who are disappointed me the most are James and Donovan.
Which is a little frustrating, but you can't do nothing about it. You gotta start focusing, gearing our mind for one game on the road.
So coming to this game, we immediately saw Cleveland with a very odd approach. As an attempt to try and get Evan Mobley going early, they thought the best solution was to use him as a guard, running these inverted pick and rolls at the top, which didn't work at all given Mobley's best strengths. Here, as I said it with the Pistons setting a double, well, he's not the best ball handler equipped to take this pressure, and since he's not a great isolation scorer either, when they switched on these screens, it didn't create any advantage. So a pretty mind-boggling sort of game plan we saw, where it seemed like they were almost too creative on offense, but a big reason why they felt the need to get tricky was because Donovan Mitchell was entirely phased out. With a star matched against him, he just couldn't get a rhythm, and a lot of times, it seemed like he was physically imposed, with no size or speed or anything in his favor, so he spent a lot of the game just roaming in the corner, having no urgency at all to make a play, which partially couldn't, but partially because he took a star out as well, and his lack of aggression was a huge focal point, as the Cavs found themselves in a first half trail.
Why I think he's special defensively, Adam, is he's not only good at the point of attack, but he's also disruptive. There's not very many players on the defensive end that can combine the solid, I'm just going to guard my man, with the disruption of steals, deflections, blocks, all of those things. And Asar Thompson is able to do that.
But at some point at halftime, everything changed. Cleveland off the jump looked like a whole different team, which was thanks to an adjustment that unlocked the whole thing. First off, anticipating Detroit was going to blitz, they completely scrapped the Evan Mobley point guard experiment and shifted his usage towards back to being a screener. So anytime they doubled with a better ball handler, with Mobley more comfortable operating in space, it was his passing that really opened the offense for the Cavs. Much better than when they put him in these spots, where he oftentimes struggled to make any sort of move, but receiving, he was way more effective attacking and picked apart anything the Pistons tried to run. And secondly, with Mitchell taking a hard backseat, they were so fortunate that Harden came to play. Taking full advantage of attacking worse defenders, with his passing and scoring, he was playing in full control, as the Evan Mobley pick and roll combo was lethal.
Harden to Mobley. Mobley a three-pointer. It's good. Evan Mobley with a big bucket. Harden drives. Harden shoots. Harden scores, and the foul. Harden is doubled. Mobley inside, nice feed, and Jared Allen making it look
combined coming in. He's also a guy that will step up, take charges, contest as he did right there, but nice.
Harden, open look, hits a three. James Harden's second three-pointer. He's got 16. The lead is cut to 3.
Anyways, the Cavs made a really nice comeback, but really the whole point and what you guys want to see was a moment that happened on the very last play. 20 seconds left after a timely key stop, and with everything tied, they had one final possession. One shot, one play to go home with the win. But watch real close, as here you see Mitchell making a pointed hand gesture, I'm assuming towards Harden, saying, "Go run the show. You're the guy carrying, so you take us home." And with Coach C calling for a 1-4 flat, which is basically an ISO with everyone else under, watch as they pan and people avert who's on Mitchell, who leaves him so Asar can then switch onto his man. Certainly not the matchup the Cavs want to attack, so Donovan says hey as he walks to the sideline and looks right at Harden saying, "Yo, what do you want?" Giving him the green to be the main ball handler, which presumably because he was cooking all game, and with Mitchell even deferring so he can try and avoid Asar, this next play by all logic should go to Harden. But for some unknown reason, which I don't think there's a person on earth who has a clue, When Harden gets the ball, he just simply doesn't want it, as he throws it to Donovan to be the hero instead. Not sure why, given he wasn't doing much, as the Cavs go flat, having 3 guys on the baseline. As they set this up to run the Evan Mobley pick and roll, it was much less effective with Mitchell in the play, with the star basically hounding him back to half court, and with the Cavs left to dance with the Pistons' best defender, while Thompson makes a really nice game-saving block that should have been game if the refs called the foul.
But this is the playoffs, and you did trip him, and there is time on the clock, and I have to call it.
Evan Mobley all making big plays, but if I was a Pistons fan today, you couldn't tell me anything other than that should have been a foul.
It was clearly a foul. He was tripped, Big Perk, and it was the end of regulation, and Asur Thompson could have went to the free throw line and won.
So to recap, neither star player wanted to shoot, with Mitchell I guess strategically avoiding the last shot. But Harden on the other hand, I guess he was scared, because he was the best option on the roster in this game. Luckily they won, but I hope they can learn from this experience in Game 5, so the next time it's close, they can get on the same page. Personally for me, I'm a little less trusting, and if you think maybe this could hurt some of their chances, well, it's a good time to check today's sponsor for this video. OG is a prediction market platform for users who can make trades based on these real-world outcomes. So if you think you're picking up on trends or matchups or any sort of insight, it gives you a way to actually act on your read. Right now they're running a limited time bonus where new members earn up to $100 in cash. Hit the link in the bio so you can sign up today, but please be responsible. Trading these derivatives has a risk of total loss, and is not made for everyone, so please be sure to visit og.com to learn more about how to get started now. But back to the video and to conclude this whole thing, if they want to go far, they're going to have to get this sorted. Crunch time in the playoffs is what separates teams, and the Cavs employing one of the best backcourts in the league should never have an issue where neither guy wants it. Playing at their best, we already know what they can do, but this is a great example of more work to be done. They still have some time, and I'm sure they'll get it sorted, but if this team wants any sort of chance to win it all, then it's going to be reliant on their 2 best players. Both guys have to be working in a tandem, and can't have these mishaps, especially late in games. Thank you guys for watching if you made it this far. I'm also trying to grow and be more active on X, so please drop a follow and send me a DM, and I'll hit you guys back with a token in return. See you guys next time in the next video breakdown.